Welcome to the Mind Your Business Show, where we strive to give business owners the blueprint of motivation, success, and dedication. Hosted by Track Addict and Jay Body.
What's up, y'all? It's Track Addict here. Mind Your Business, Jay Body. Yo, we got Melanie here with the Little Guys Media.
How did you actually get into media and everything to get started? What made you even just say, I'm finna shoot to this line, I feel like I can go here?
Well, first off, let me say thank you for allowing me to be on your podcast, Mind Your Business. I love the actual theme and everything that goes with it. Thank you for inviting me here today. Also, I want to give a shout out to everybody in Memphis, Tennessee, right?
Shout out to everybody in Memphis.
I'm visiting Memphis, Tennessee for a wedding. Just had like a dynamic, went to a dynamic wedding. And I say dynamic because I went there and there were a lot of small business owners that we know.
Okay.
Look, I have a list of them. Shout out to the Happy Belly Company. They did the catering. Glitz and Glam, 360 selfie. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I heard of them.
Yeah. Sincerely Ursula did the photography.
Sincerely Ursula, come on,
yes,
my girl.
Yes.
She at my wedding.
Yeah, she did the photography.
Come on now, shout out to Ursula.
That's great.
Yeah, like I said, and it made me feel so good because all of these, small businesses and ladies, it was them and they had family members, and it just made me feel so, nice and warm just to see that actually going on. So shout out to those people.
That's awesome.
So how I actually got started with business just in general, my dad has his own landscaping company. Accent Landscaping Company. So when I was little, I didn't realize. So one time, it's just a quick little story. One time when I was smaller, some guy, when we had to answer the phone, we had to answer it professionally. So we like, hello, the child's residence. And the guy answered. And he was like, tell Melvin he's fired. And I was like, as a little kid, you like 6 or 7 years old, you're like, oh my God, they done fired my dad. And like I'm holding this all day. I'm like, oh, how I'm gonna tell my mama and them somebody fired my dad and all that, right? And I went and I told my mama. I said, Mama, I was almost crying. Somebody told Dad he was fired, and she looked at me and she bust out laughing. It's like she just died laughing. She was like, she said, baby, can't nobody fire your daddy. He got his own company. Right, so as a child, I'm like, what do you mean he has his own company? She's like, he has his own company. He has lots of clients. Nobody can fire him. So from there, I kind of start looking at it. I'm like, oh, well, that's why I can go to work with Dad if I want to, or he can choose to, be at home or not be at home, or he can choose to do what he wants. And he has all of this, high list of clients that were kind of like in little political things. And like he just knew all of these different people around town. So I'm like, okay, I think, business may be for me. And
how old you again?
How old am I?
No, I'm talking about
when that happened. I was probably about 6 or 7 years old.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's amazing. I just want to say that's amazing to me because like me, like growing up, like I didn't have that. Well, I did have an uncle that he kind of had his own roofing company.
Yeah.
And like in the summers, he'll let me come. He'll pay me do a little roofing work, hand him tools and stuff like that. So that was cool, but it didn't last long enough to really see the business aspect of it,
Right.
And so like that's awesome because I always told myself like, man, I wish I would have been more in a position when I was younger to get a lot of the knowledge that I got now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like that's awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so like
kind of like she was born into it. She was like born into business.
Yo, if y'all got a business, y'all got knowledge, man, teach your kids.
Teach your kids. At an early age. And I say that because not only, my dad had a business, but he also taught like his brothers and that type of thing. And that kind of got them into a thing too. Now, when whoever or whatever, if they get into a little trouble, you know how, it is like trying to get back into society.
Mm-hmm.
He was able to hire these people that were trying to get back into the mix, trying to get into society, and have them paid at, decent rates where you can support your family.
Man, that's
so
great.
that, to me, I didn't understand the impact of that until later on in life.
Okay.
Where it was like, oh, okay. He was able to show these people different trades. And now they're able to do that with their, sons or daughters or whatever, and just be able to
really
expand it out into the community. So now you have, my uncles, they do landscaping. My brother he's a mechanic, he does property preservation. You have my uncles who have a number of houses all in the, Fraser and North Memphis area. And you have my cousins who are buying and real estate and flipping houses. So it's more of a really good economic boom that kind of blossomed from that. So I'm really proud to say that.
That's great. That's great.
And, I got to say, like, even me, I didn't have no college experience per se. But, I knew at an early age, like, if I learned some skills, then I could be able to use these skills to be able to pay me. So my thing was just learn as much as I can, right?
Right.
Yeah,
And
develop as many skills as possible.
Right, and that's the biggest thing that we have to learn and understand, that knowledge, when they say knowledge is power.
Definitely.
Right.
It's power because there's so many great things and books and how-to and YouTube channels to kind of show you how to do business.
Yeah.
It's so much that we can learn, even from each other,
Definitely.
as far as doing business.
So what made you get into the media part?
Okay, so media for me is it's so many aspects of it, and it's really, when you think about media, right? Media controls the world.
True.
Right now,
Yeah,
you have
very
social media, you have
All this negative media.
You have news.
Yeah.
You have fake news.
And the thing is, we can control the dynamics with
true.
media. So if we want to do some positive spins like you guys doing with the Mind Your Business podcast, you can put a positive spin on things, or you can put a negative spin on things.
Right.
And when I looked at media many years ago, so I did work for a company that was doing digital advertising.
Okay.
And this was before this big boom with everybody on their devices, like their social media devices. And
So you had to do real work back then.
Yeah.
You saw it coming before everybody
I
else.
did. I was over the local online display department. And what they do with those certain things, so they say, man, I was looking at this and all of these ads start popping up. Or maybe I was browsing on this site and the next thing I know, ads start popping up. So that's what we did. We went, we created these actual digital campaigns. Then we would go and look at the actual demographic marketing area, which is kind of like, Memphis region, Mid-South region, Atlanta demographic marketing, the city of Atlanta. And like you can actually go through and market it to those people in that area. You can market it to them at different age, race, all of that.
Like targeting marketing, right?
Like very precise target audience. But they're doing it on all of these sites that you read. So ComScore's top 100 sites and relevant sites. So we were seeing these ads run everywhere. And I was like, man, small businesses really can benefit from this. So hence, that's where I came up with the term, the little guys media, where we advertise for the little guys.
And what year are we talking about when you came up with this? You had this idea?
I had this idea. This was around 2010.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
You got some skin in the game.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was many years ago. I've helped.
And the reason I asked that is because that's before a lot of people really knew anything about it.
Right.
So you was in the game with that. Because I thought I ain't know nothing about that 2010.
Yeah, that was she got some real skin in.
Yeah,
she okay.
Yeah, it's really when you even looking from there to now,
Yeah.
it's like so. I'm like, my goodness, I should have really put some money
Yeah.
back
Right.
into this.
But how
like,
rough was it back then for you? Because media
Mhm.
wasn't popping like that, like it is now. So how rough was you? Like,
but,
was it?
But it wasn't popping. It depends on where you were.
Okay.
We had advertisers spending anywhere from 1,000 to 100,000 a month per client per
For advertising.
Yeah, for
In
advertising
2012.
Yeah.
Okay.
around in
Wow.
that area. They're spending there's billions of dollars in advertising.
Of course.
That's
That's
amazing.
Yeah.
in media.
Yeah. Of course.
So when you think about that, when you think about let me see the other channels like Telemundo and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
You got to think about that.
Yeah.
Those-
Telemundo is ridiculous.
Those channels and stuff just emerged,
Yeah.
Right.
and now they're multi-million-dollar
Right.
companies.
Right.
So
And I think they emerged because they found a void. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
found something like all their
Exactly.
people didn't have
Yeah.
their own. Now they got their own basic television,
Man,
right? Almost. So
definitely.
like it's their
Definitely.
world basically.
Definitely.
Correct.
So
Definitely.
that's awesome. And I tell people all the time, if you want to start a successful business, find a void.
Right.
Solve a problem.
Right.
Do something where you're helping people.
Yeah.
You're creating a solution,
To a
solving a problem.
yeah,
Those are successful businesses to me.
exactly.
That's
exactly.
That's great. So when you started that business,
Mhm.
did that merge you into other things?
It merged me into a couple of other things because at that time, like I said, I'm dealing with small business owners.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm always looking at, that's something that somebody could probably do. How can I get paid off that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Definitely.
that's something I could do. How do I get paid off that?
Yeah.
So,
That's
like I
a
said,
great mindset to have. That's how I think too.
I think all of us once you
Look, I
get
came
into
in here.
it,
I'm
yeah.
like, man, this is a nice little setup. How could I'm like,
Mhm.
man, they could probably,
But
I know he got
hey,
the photography
we
and
can
stuff
work,
right
we can
here,
work.
but I was like,
You ready?
they doing all of these things where they actually set up. Have you heard of like Peer Space?
Yeah, like co-op. You talking about like co-op?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, I got
Set
some
up-
thing. I'm about to do that with my
Yeah.
photo area.
Yeah,
Like I'm
yeah,
about to offer it like for a flat fee per month for people that don't got their own photo studio type
Yeah.
thing.
yeah.
Mhm.
And then I got this my little room up here that I'm not using. I'm gonna be like kind of renting that out
Yeah.
to different businesses that might need to rent it out for this hour here and there. I got a
Right.
woman that does.
He on
She has
this
a
a-
massage
he
cut.
got it.
Right.
I saw
Right,
he had a gold mine line frame
Right.
when I saw him. So
Right,
I was
and when
like,
you get into all of that, that pays for the building, that pays for the upkeep, that pays for
Oh,
the
yeah,
lights,
oh,
that
yeah.
pays for advertising, that
Yeah.
pays for everything.
the track been in it for a minute. He ain't no rookie in here now. He may look young, but he ain't no rookie
I
in
just
here.
got this hat on. That's all. If I take this hat off, they'll be like, "Who is this old man?"
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
So what was the other things though? You said that you had
I do
named-
that. I actually own a very small car dealership.
Okay.
Okay.
She gonna just try to knock it down.
You got
Very
your license
small.
and everything?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Car
in the state of
dealership.
Georgia.
That must say, yeah, she knocked it very
It's in
cheap.
Georgia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in Georgia.
awesome.
I do have a couple of people here that actually, use the license. And like I said, that's
Work
like
under you,
my
basically?
like my uncle and things, and it
Yeah.
helps to, drive
So I might need to get
there.
Look at you.
get into that like off
Okay.
camera with you
Okay.
because like
Okay.
I had somebody that offers that like if you can get under their license and basically and go to the auction and be
Yeah.
able to do all that.
Yeah.
But so that might be something because I know you see dollar signs.
Right. How long you
That
been
might
doing
be
that?
something you want to think about.
Been doing that since 2015.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, so most of your businesses is pretty established. They're not pretty new like that.
Yeah, they're pretty established. I do have some ideas for some other things that
Of course you do.
that
Of course
will
you
be that will be up and coming. More to come on that. I currently sit kind of like the VP of marketing for a company called Rhea J Publishing, and
Okay.
she does with her company. Shout out to Selena Jackson, Rhea J Publishing. What she does is like she says, she fills a void with smaller people who are looking to publish their books. So we have like a
Okay.
full suite where we offer photography, any editing for the book,
Okay.
Your one-stop publishing
Yeah.
company.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Okay.
website design, marketing, all of that.
So they create like also like the characters for the book as well. Like people.
Well, it depends. If you pay enough, we can create the characters for
Okay.
you.
I think the
Look,
people would have their ideas and their characters
Yeah.
created.
and if you pay enough,
You know, I don't know. That's why I
we can
just
help you write it.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, right.
That's what I'm
yeah. Cha-ching.
That's why I asked, because I'm a person. I was like, because I'm a person that be trying to find somebody to do everything. I'd be like,
But that's really a good thing because time is money. A lot of people don't realize that time is money. If you pay somebody to do that, and now you free up your time to be able to
Right.
get these ideas and
Mhm.
everything together.
Yeah.
and I'm
So,
definitely on that. I'm all about that freeing up time. I'm
Right.
all about that.
Right.
yeah.
Really.
Yep. And that's why it's important to have a team and delegate.
Yes,
Exactly.
and that's yes,
Exactly.
That's
yes,
where
yes.
I am right now. Cause
Right.
like, for a long time, I was in the mindset was like, oh, if anybody can do what I can, I'm gonna do it all. You know what I mean? And I got like that for a long time. I was able to do it all, but I got to a point where I just was so burnt out.
Oh, and
And
tired.
it's like almost made me not even want to do anything no more.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then it starts affecting,
Your family.
production.
Mhm.
Also, like your quality of work.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Output.
So,
Mhm.
because if you ain't happy and you don't want to be there, it's going to show, especially when I'm doing music, right?
Right.
So, I had to step back and be like, look, okay, I need to find me a team and I need to find me somebody that I can rely on like I can rely on myself.
Right.
Because that's another problem is finding reliable people,
Right. Reliable. If you could find you 3 or 4 good people,
You in the game.
you in the game.
Mm.
Like reliable, loyal
Mm.
people.
Mm.
You got their back, they got yours. Like there's nothing like it in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I promise you, there's nothing
Right.
like it in the world.
Mm. So that's how you pretty much started off with just like 3 or 4 people. You just roll with those.
Well,
people.
with me, like Track Addict said, I was trying to do it all myself.
Okay.
Got burnt out really, really fast because you up 3, 4 in the morning and you still got these you got all these projects to do and you still trying to sell the product.
Yeah.
You trying to put all of
Promote,
trying to
market.
promote, market, and that's why these bigger and larger companies have all of these different parts to where they have communication, they have media, they have
Right.
people who looking at the finance, they have people who out there selling your product.
Mhm.
So setting all of that up, like you have to do that in
Okay.
order to be successful in business. You have to have a good team in place, as
Definitely.
well as making sure you're disciplined in whatever it is
Let
that
me
you
ask
do.
you, because I that's interesting what you just said, and I want to see if you can help me because, like, I struggle with because when it comes to like a media company, when they say if you want to promote yourself, your business, you want to really get out there, everything comes with a price.
Right.
But a lot of times it's confusing to know, like, okay, I know you want to know what my budget is, right?
Mhm.
But for a person like me, it's like, it's so many different companies. How do I know, like, what are you really going to do for me? How do I know that my money is really going to work? And how do I pick a person accordingly to, like, what do I look for? Like, help me, like, how do I find that media company or that person I feel like is going to take my business where it needs to be?
Okay.
Like,
What I generally do is before I start with any client, I do what's called like an assessment of
Okay.
what it is you do and what it is you're looking for.
mhm.
Okay.
And we set those expectations. Because a lot of times people come, man, I got $500. What can you?
Right.
I need to be on the top of Google. And I'm going to tell you, you know what? You ain't going to be on the top of Google.
Right.
And just really, you have to tell them, hey, you ain't going to be on the top of Google. But here's the thing. I can make sure that you hitting your actual audience that you want to hit.
So you do try to work with the people where they at on their budget. Do you have a
Look,
minimum?
look.
Do you have a minimum, or do you?
It's like,
you-
look,
look,
that's
once-
gonna be
once
I'm a
you-
thumbnail that look right
Once you get to a certain level, you gotta have a minimum. Some of this stuff ain't gonna be worth your time.
Yeah.
Your $500 budget. Guess what? I'm gonna take you over here.
Yeah.
So I know somebody who can work with your $500 budget.
Yeah.
Your $2,000 budget. I'm gonna send you over here
Mhm.
because I know that they can work with you in your budget. Right now, I don't have time. And you have to be like that. If you don't, people will run you in the ground.
Yeah.
And they will bad talk your business because she said that she was gonna do all of this for
Right.
$500.
Yep. No, I have a landscaping business like your father.
No, good.
I do.
Ain't that cool? And
That's good.
speaking of his, does he still have his business?
He still has his business. Oh, thank you. He still has his business. It's still up and running.
That's amazing. How many years?
Oh my gosh. Look.
It's been a long time.
Look, 40 plus years.
That's
40
amazing.
plus?
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Come on, man.
Yeah, 40 plus years. And that's because he takes pride in his work.
You got to.
He's really good at what he does.
You got
I
to.
imagine he is. You know this long.
Yeah, he takes
probably
pride.
do it with
You
a
gotta
fire
love it
phone.
though, but you
Yeah.
gotta love it like that.
Yeah.
Like I tell
And
anybody,
I
your
can
yard
tell-
is my canvas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a canvas.
Yeah. And the reason that I love my dad, I can be with a friend and like, oh my God, that tree is so pretty. I'm off that tree. Now I take a picture of it. Hey Dad, what's this?
You know.
That's a Japanese cherry blossom song. He
He only streets
like he
that.
knows his stuff. And like that I would say that for any business owner, if you want to succeed in your business, you gotta know your business.
Right.
You gotta know who your clients are. You gotta know what's going on in the industry. You have to know if something goes up, if the actual cost of lumber goes up, how is this going to affect your business? How is this going to affect your actual return on investment when you're thinking about marketing? Like
Right.
you have to know, if you want to be a business owner, you have to know all of those little things because heck, when the pandemic came, a lot of people, we weren't going nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't going nowhere. We was in the house.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to know how to adjust with the unexpected.
Right.
Like that literally, when the pandemic hit, that was literally one of those things to where, okay, 2 or 3 weeks. And you're like, oh, this may be a month, 2 months. We're into the second year of the pandemic and people are just now getting back outside.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of small business owners were not prepared for that. And that's just the reality of it. A lot of people were not prepared for it. And now they're, a lot of people had to go out of business.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, a lot of people had to adjust with their,
Yeah.
and
Most definitely.
it was one of those things to where, and a lot of people had to take on this bad debt.
Yeah.
Like,
It was wild for me though. A lot of people say that, but the pandemic, honestly,
Yeah.
and I tell everybody that I actually scaled up during the pandemic.
yeah,
I wasn't as big as I was before the pandemic. The pandemic, I got more customers. I got a chance to get more of my work out. It wasn't
Right.
nowhere near as it was.
right. And
before the
same for
pandemic.
me. Like I said, I had to adjust. I had to
Mhm.
scale back on car stuff. Because
Right.
everybody like, oh, I don't want to come to car stuff.
Yeah.
Which was fine with me because I don't want to be out there trying to get cars. But it still had a lasting effect on supply chain. So when you think about the actual cars and things that we have on the streets and stuff now, a lot of the newer cars, you may not know it, they have these features that they can't even use because of chip supplies now. And like these other dealerships, like these, like the bigger dealerships, it affects like the smaller dealerships like mine. It affected me, because they're not all these used cars. They buying them up because they can't get new cars.
Yeah.
They buying the cars higher,
Okay.
which affected us because now if we go to the auction, we got to pick from, the
Right.
lower line cars or whoever didn't
You
want to
gotta pay
repair
more.
this, and you got to pay more. And that's across the board. And it's probably going to be like that until at least 2024, 2025, because all of these chips,
Yeah.
like I had a conversation with my sister the other day, and we were talking, and she works in supply chain, and she was saying that she was talking to someone, and they were saying they have all of these cars or whatever on back order, like 100 and some cars on back order, just simply because the larger dealerships can't produce it right now.
Right.
So, of course, that had a trickle down effect. But if you were like me and you had these different businesses and things available, you can still function. You can still get things done. And that's what I kind of wanted to talk about, is preparing for when things don't go so well.
Just
you know, a lot of people, like, when they make some money, boy, they flashing, they buying,
going out.
they buying bottles and everything. Like, prepare for the worst.
Right.
Like, and I know Track Addict.
I definitely had those bad habits at first. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, once you start seeing the success, once you start seeing the success, you just be like,
yeah.
Let me shine a little bit.
you like, I'm finna buy this because he said I would.
I earned it. You know, so many people was like, so many people do that, and then once you be like, nah,
I do this.
Yeah. And you know what my problem is? I like to eat. I like to eat good.
What? You don't look like it at all.
I know,
you can eat. look, you can eat good, but I'm gonna tell you this: you got to diversify.
Okay.
You got to diversify. I know that you had some things where you were talking about like options and trading and all of that.
Yeah, I do that every day. I day trade
every day.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you why. It's a good thing because that's what money you can bring in every day. You can be sitting at your computer and make you $5 or $6 grand. You can do it. So I say learning trades is like a big thing. If you know how to change oil and tires, good.
Yeah.
Jumpstart a car, you can own a business.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Partner up with AAA. A lot of people everybody always want to look to be like, they want to be the person on top.
Right.
But we can't have too many Chiefs and no Indians.
Right.
Definitely.
So you got to get in where you fit in.
Okay.
A lot of people not built for that.
Don't be scared to be the worker. You know, want to start off at the top being the boss, but you don't want to start off being the worker.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So like you say, how are you going to delegate if you don't show anybody how to do it?
Exactly. And if you don't know how to do it, if the person know how to do it, when they leave your business, guess what? You out here flopping like a fish out of water.
Right.
So most definitely.
Yeah. So let me see. Let me go back. We talked about discipline, how to get started with a business. So let's kind of talk about that. A lot of people think, well, and you can do it, but it's only so far you can get. They just start, well, I'm just gonna do this, and they just start, working on that craft, and that's fine. But but once you start, if you really, really want to start getting into your business, you have to create what's called a business structure. Getting your Secretary of State, knowing what the difference between a sole proprietorship, partnership, corporations, S Corp, C Corp, all of that, nonprofit organization.
Yes.
So decide what type of business it is you want to run, and once you get that together, people always say, "Well, it's gonna cost me a lot for my EIN." I'm telling you right now, an EIN is free. IRS.gov. You can get your EIN once you have your Secretary of State, because they're not playing now. You got to have all of this stuff together to even get you a business account. Get your Secretary of State. Go ahead and get your EIN. Once all of that comes back, get your actual business license.
Okay.
And I say get a business license because a lot of people do not know that if you are in business and you have business accounts with these different places, you get discounts off of this stuff. You can have what's called a net. You can go and get you a net 30 or a net 45.
Net 90. I've seen net 90s on something.
Net 30 or net 45. So you can actually start building what they call your business credit up.
Right.
Also, if you want to do business with the federal government, you have to register in their systems, like a SAM system. It's a very, very long application, and a lot of people miss out on opportunities because they're not in these systems, and they don't build their business credit.
Okay.
I had someone who was a actual, they look for different vendors or whatever through the same system. And if you don't have enough credit lines, they look over you. If you don't have at least $50,000 worth of credit, I'm like, And it's not even that you can't do the work.
Yeah.
It's just that you haven't built yourself enough up for the federal government to say, I want, 200,000 rolls of toilet paper. Mm-hmm. But you can't pay for it.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
So you saying, people, even though they may not be ready to think they're ready to do it, you should come in. You should just come in with that mind frame because it's just beneficial for your business.
It's beneficial for your business because say, you sitting around and someone wants to buy a whole lot of product from you. Okay. And if you making, 50, 100, you always have to set yourself up to make sure that you can handle the demand for whatever your product is.
Right.
Okay.
So go ahead and start setting that stuff up now. You may not even need it right now.
Yeah.
But 5 years later, you get a you get a 10,000 product order, and now you can't fulfill it.
Right.
And that's the worst thing, to know that you missed out on money because you didn't set it yourself up in the beginning.
Oh, I've been there. I've been there several times.
And you like, man. But the thing is, you can still build those. Find you like a mentor or somebody that's doing better than you. Yeah. That really want to not even just pour into your business, but just give you some knowledge on the game of, don't do this, or maybe we can do this, or just kind of pour into you and give you some knowledge.
Yeah. See, that's why we try to create this to have because we it's so many of us, we never, I know I didn't. I know a lot of track when you started. And you seemed like you had a great support system.
I did, but we still had struggles. And I say that because like my dad, he's so bent on cash. He could be doing so much more had he expanded.
Invested earlier.
Yeah, expanded and started using credit and all of that. And when they say the term other people's money, it doesn't necessarily mean you going to get a loan from the bank. It's credit cards. It's, net accounts. It's somebody who has some money and they don't know what to do with it. And they want to pour into you and try to get a return on investment. And when you're thinking about investment, you're not thinking of, right then, right now. You're thinking long term.
Right.
1 to 5 years, 5 to 10 years.
Okay.
A lot of these other companies, they're already planning. They were like, if you're thinking about right now, one of my mentors told me, she said, if you're thinking of stuff right now, you're already behind in the game.
Okay.
So you got to make sure that you are planning this stuff 5 and 10 years out.
See, and a lot of times, now that I know that's gonna go a lot of people's head because a lot of us, when we come in, we already hesitant about doing it. Mm-hmm. So of course, when you talk about planning 5 years and saying, yes, I want to be successful in 5 years, because that's what your competition is doing.
Yeah.
So it makes all the sense, but I can see why a lot of people still gonna say, "Oh no, that sounds kind of crazy."
Yeah, and just make sure you have a business plan in place. And the thing about an actual business plan, it keeps you focused on what it is that you are looking to do. Right? You're gonna have some bumps in the road.
Right.
I mean, nobody is immune to having some stuff that happened, right? Mm-hmm. So you're gonna have some bumps in the road, but you can look at your business plan and you can reevaluate and be like, you know what? I know one time I looked at something and I said, damn, I had some little ass goals back in the day. I had a look.
I think we all
And I was like, I really just wanted this. It's so much more that you can have. You just have to be able to think that you can have it.
Right.
I remember the first time I made I think it was probably we had a transaction. It's about 150,000. Hard beating out my chest. I was like, man. I screenshot it. I was like, man, we in there. But guess what? The next month, that month was gone because we had so many things going in and out to handle the business. I was like,
it goes a lot faster than it comes.
It goes so fast. You like, man, I gotta pay this. I gotta pay this. I gotta pay this.
I know you got people to pay. I know you delegate. I know you got people. Look at
Look.
Let me ask you this.
Mhm.
So, like, I know it's a lot of people out there that might have great idea. They got a little business plan,
Mhm.
right? They got something that could generate them millions of dollars,
Mhm.
but they don't have the proper income to support it, or
Look.
they don't know the people to get it
Look.
started to help
You know
them.
what? You
Like,
know what?
what can they do?
You gotta go find the people. They're not gonna come to you.
Right.
You gotta go find the people. If you are really passionate about your business, this is something that you want to do. You gotta go networking. You gotta go find the people. You gotta go find the clients. Ain't none of these people gonna come to you. You gotta pay for the knowledge. You gotta look for what's in your industry. You gotta know your industry. You gotta know your people. You gotta know how much people. If you have this bottle of water, how much are people gonna pay for this bottle of water? How much does it cost for me to produce it?
Okay.
I'm telling you, that water look a little expensive compared to this water over here. I'm just saying.
Look, anything,
You know.
like anything.
And this is the difference in marketing right here.
Yeah.
Right, that water might be better than this
It
water,
might be.
but you would never.
But look,
You
It
would
I'm
doesn't
never
buying
look
think
like
that.
Look,
It
I'm
doesn't
buying
look
this
like it.
because it say pH balance. It don't
Right.
say how much pH balance.
Right.
But it say
It
got
adds
the-
some.
This say
And it's
reverse.
pretty.
This say reverse osmosis. You know what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
When they,
just
yeah, the way that they clean all
clean
the
the
water.
water.
system. Yeah,
So you
regular
know
water
what this
system.
really is. Memphis
Recycle-
water.
recycle.
Memphis water. Look,
But
they
it may
put in
be
the bottle.
it may be pH balance though. They may put something in
It
there.
may be. It may be. You don't know.
Right.
But it's
just-
the marketing of it. It's
Yeah.
the way it looks. You're like, man, that bottle. And you put a fancy cap. Look, and
Mhm.
you snapping
That's it. He got you.
and put it back on there.
He
Right.
got you.
Damn.
You said you were sold when you
And
said
that's the difference between probably a couple $1 billion.
Right. And that water
Just
be
right
the same.
there.
Yeah. And that water be the same. It got a little bit more, the little bottle look taller, got a nice little graphics to it.
Right. Right.
It's the same water. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
Definitely.
it's the same water. But you're gonna pay for more for it because it got that fancy look. I should have brought I got another one, it's called Diamond Water. Look, the little bottle so fancy, they thought I was drinking one time. I'm like, no, this water.
Crazy.
Yeah, but like I say, it's all in the actual marketing and the way that you produce things.
Okay.
So,
Right.
So I'm listening to you.
mhm,
I'm green, but I feel like I'm ready.
mhm.
What is it going to cost for me to get a consultation with you? Just to talk, cause I know, cause I'm green. I know you probably gonna push me somewhere else when I hear your prices, but just to even talk to you, to build up my confidence, to feel like how much
Look,
is it gonna cost
if I have to
you?
build up your confidence, you already lost in the game.
Okay, that's true.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
But you know, I'm good. I honestly get you, but I'm just saying, but for the people that feel like that they there, you know what I'm saying? For the feel like they there.
If you're there, look, for the Mind Your Business podcast or whatever,
Mhm.
we can do. Look.
Ooh, look at it.
We could maybe do $250 console.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So y'all already hear, mind your business,
Mind your
$250 for the
business.
consultation.
You don't
with
get
the,
it.
with the
Tell
Little
me.
Guys Media.
You don't
Hey.
get it without us. So don't
Without
act like you
That happened
don't.
by accident, but
Look, it hurt because I'm like, I be doing a lot of stuff with my time. And a lot of people,
yeah,
a lot
and
of
we
people
definitely
be-
appreciate it.
Yeah, a lot of people and like people don't understand time is money, and like the
Mhm.
one thing that you can't get back is that time.
Mhm.
Right,
You can go crash your car and get another one.
right.
You can go get another bill. You can get whatever.
Mhm.
But
And
that
get your
time,
back.
Okay.
pay them people for your time.
Yeah.
Once you get to a certain,
Yeah.
status or whatever, pay them
And
people for
manage
your time.
Manage your time properly.
A lot of
Yeah.
people waste time.
Yeah.
They
Because you
waste
got a
time.
plethora of knowledge. I just know somebody, because you know,
Yeah.
like you said, everybody just gonna, a lot of people, they'll tell you, but they ain't gonna tell you, okay, you should do this, you should do
Yeah.
this, but you
Yeah.
seem like you really want to tell you
Yeah.
how
But if
to
you
do
want me
it.
to coach and manage you, that's another price range. I
That's
need to
another
talk
hat.
about. Look,
I get another check for that.
look,
Go ahead.
that's another
Go
thing. But
ahead.
if you want somebody to coach you and try
Yeah.
to help you to
Yeah.
get to these other different levels, then that's gonna be another fee.
Hey,
Right.
But
they there for a reason.
like I say, I like to share my actual knowledge But just because, I've seen it work when we help out the people in our community.
Right.
And we can continue to grow our communities and make sure that the next generation has enough knowledge so that they can share it. It's all about sharing that knowledge and building that wealth.
Definitely.
Yeah. Look, back to your question, I know you said if they, want to start, the biggest thing is for me is I say, go ahead and start now.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you fail, guess what? You have those actual life lessons learned.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's say I'm gonna use myself for example, right?
Okay.
Like I've got my local business started, successful, right? I got a proven product and system that works, right? But I would like to take this to the next level and have a Studio Plug Miami, Studio Plug LA. I would like to franchise my studio like McDonald's franchise their business.
Yeah.
I would like to be the first music studio franchise like that. You know what I'm saying? Because if you think about it, think of a music studio right now that's franchised like that. Across the world.
Don't know one.
Can't think of nobody.
Right. What you do is you get your everything that you have that you've done to put this facility together, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you package it together and you sell it like a franchise. You know how Chick-fil-A, they have their franchise or whatever. They only let certain people in. It's not much to start a Chick-fil-A franchise, but you do have to do the work with Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
So it's not much for you to start a Chick-fil-A franchise. They only let so many people in the door.
Right. I think you have to work there for them before you get your own. You can't just jump out the gate with it.
You just can't jump out the gate with it.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that you, like you say, you got a nice product. It's recognizable. Package it together and find somebody who got some money. They're like, oh, I think I want
market it, huh?
I want a
Package
studio.
up and market it, huh?
Yeah, I want a studio. Okay. Well, this is how much it's gonna cost you. Yeah, and like a either consultant or franchise it out. They have to pay you a franchise fee. Anytime you have these larger companies or whatever, and they want to get into business, $50,000, $100,000, $250,000. They have to pay these people to franchise it out.
Right.
I think that's what you should do.
I like that.
Thank you. And I've noticed. I don't know if y'all have noticed a lot on Facebook, but there's a lot of companies now that's paying for Facebook promotion where they're trying to get people to franchise their company. But it's always companies, I've never heard of these folks. And then I actually click on it and it's like, oh, they do got a few locations around the world. But it's like, they ain't got nothing down here. I ain't never seen this place in my life. Yeah. But it's like, here they are sponsoring a post trying to find somebody to franchise their business. Right. Do y'all see that?
I see it a lot. Right. I do see it a lot.
And like I said, that's kind of like with target audience. They probably did that or showed that to you because you are a business owner.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So they probably have it to where, okay, I want this ad to show to, business owners.
And I'm telling you, that's ridiculous how they target, how Facebook uses everything, your phone, your microphone, all that to target audience. It's crazy because it's been times, I promise you, I didn't realize this at first. But you know how when you first download Facebook, it tells you to give permission to use your microphone. Yeah. And you're like, why in the hell they want permission to use my microphone? You say, okay, right? It's secretly recording this conversation and using it for advertisement placement against you. Yeah. Because it's been times when I wouldn't even make no posts. I would just be talking to somebody about something. Then I go to my Facebook and scroll. And exactly what I was talking about, it'll be showing it to me. And I'm like, and I literally one day I was going crazy. I was trying to find in my phone where I might have texted or I might have made a post about it. I'm like, I ain't made nothing about this. I just spoke it.
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing is that we are so focused on jumping on something on social media, or let me get this new app. It asks you for permission. The whole phone asks you for permission. They have these long, policies, procedures, guidelines, and we opt into it. because we ready to get on the phone. We ready to see what's happening. We ready to see what's going on.
And most of them now, like, you can't get on the app unless you opt into it type thing.
And you got to have your email address. And once they have right now, the email address is so crazy. Once they have your email address, they already have this profile of you. It's really just a profile. When you use things for like your Google, like any Google email address or any email address you may have, you got a profile. It's a very, very large
Amazon
profile.
The devil.
Amazon. Look.
Amazon the devil.
Look,
man,
you got a profile.
Everybody.
What they be doing?
Look, I'm gonna tell you, Alexa.
What they do?
Alexa will pop up. She's like, "Hey, I see that you have this in your cart. It's now on sale for 25% off. Would you like to add to your cart?" I said, "Hell for no! I ain't asked you. I didn't ask you."
She's coming in selling.
See, coming in selling. She's like, "Good morning, Melanie. I see that you have this available. It's now 10% off."
Every time I get on Facebook or something, like Amazon is showing me exactly the stuff that I need and I want.
Yeah,
and it's like
because they know you need it.
So every day I go to it and I click on it and I go through the description and I think about buying it and I tell myself like, no, don't buy it.
Right.
And then I get off of it and then every
put
day
it in the cart.
It go back to
a month later. Here they come. Hey, I see that
you still got that in your cart.
But sometimes I give in. Like the other day I ordered all kinds of shit. I had about 12 damn packages showed up at my house. I'm like, my wife like, what is all this? It's all for you. Ain't nothing for us. It's all for you.
Like,
it's rough.
But like, I needed something. I needed this. Alexa told me I needed it.
I bought some shoes. I bought some airbags. I did not need this shit.
Well, you kept it in the cart.
I see the deals. That's how they get you. They show you them deal. Oh, 45% off. Airbags. Let me click that. Let me go and take advantage of this right now. Get these Airbags
and you thinking like, man, look, I looked at that the other day and it was $100. Now it's $75. Oh, I think I'm gonna buy that because they see
impulse mind,
right? And you got your profiles hooked up to all these little things and emails. Like it's so much stuff in so many ways that these companies now target you. Yeah, you gonna get it.
Like they're playing with your psyche a little bit.
It is, but they ain't.
Yeah.
It is, but they won't say they playing with your psyche, but it is, but yeah.
Cause like y'all saying, and y'all like you said, you like shoot. I honestly have forgot about that purchase, so I wasn't gonna purchase it. But like you said,
now,
when you put it back on my mind,
yeah,
it's kind of like you're playing with my psyche. It's kind of
like a redirect.
Yeah,
like, oh, you were thinking about this the other day. Are you still thinking about it now? Right. Go on buy this water.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like,
you were thinking about it. They know.
Okay.
Hey, so if you just tuning in, we're right now. This is the Mind Your Business podcast. We tuned in with Melanie with the Little Guys Media.
Yeah.
You know, y'all make sure y'all go connect with her, find her company wherever she at. Tell them where you at, Melanie.
I am. You can actually go to my website, thelittleguysmedia.co. Thelittleguysmedia.co.
CO. Okay, and tell them why is it a CO and not a .com?
Man, because I didn't. What I didn't do. I didn't. You know how you have your credit cards on file to register your domains or whatever, and I let my darn domain lapse, and somebody came and got it.
Oh,
and tried to sell it back to me. They tried to sell it back to me for $1,800. I said, you know what? And I just take the M off of it. I'm not playing with you today.
I know that's right.
$1,800 though.
$1,800.
I get so many emails from folks trying to sell me domains, and I be like, look, stop emailing me.
Yeah,
I don't want to buy.
Yeah. And that's a business within itself. People they go and buy these domains soon as they have the opportunity to take a domain that's not registered. They snatch it up and try to go ahead and sell it for it.
That's why I got mine set up to automatically come out my account. So I ain't got to worry about nothing.
Yeah. And that was a few years ago when that happened to me. Yeah. I'm still waiting for it to slip up.
And I thought
it's personal with you.
I thought it, look, to me, I thought it meant like like you on another level of business or something. I'm like, look, she done made the M's, so they took the M off the thing because she got the M's in her pocket, so she don't need the M on the com no more because it's in the pocket now.
We don't even discuss.
Next time what you tell them, like, well, see the M, it was .com, but I got the M in the pockets.
I got the M in the pockets.
We don't talk about that.
See how we do that? Yeah. Hey, I think that's pretty much it. What you think? You got anything else?
Man, it was great.
Look,
it was great.
Look,
it was great, Melanie.
Look,
you still got something?
Look, I could stay here all day, but we're gonna say that for another time. I may have to come back. And
definitely.
You're welcome anytime.
Definitely, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, we so really, much. You told us you was in town, so we made this happen because you was here.
When you said it, we cut everything off. You know what I'm saying? I was like, we got
that's important. It's like we two guys that are striving to be, at your level. You know what I mean?
Man,
So
you already there. Look, this is what I tell people. I'm like, the money, like I say, money is a tool.
Mm-hmm.
It's not who you are. It don't define you. You use it to go make more money and bring in more assets.
Right.
So just start bringing in assets.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't even look at it like that. Just when you do stuff, just be like, this is for, later down the line, this is what I want to do. If you want, a bigger place, a bigger facility, figure out how to do that shit.
Right.
Figure out how to do it. Like, you know what? If I do this, this will pay for my car.
Right.
And if you start getting on that mindset, if I do 5 trades a day, this will pay for my house.
Mm-hmm.
If I do this amount of things, it'll pay for this. So let it pay for the lifestyle that you want. And your lifestyle ain't got to be all big and elegant and fancy. Like, no, I'm not doing this shit. Like,
yeah, me too.
Like, I'm not doing all that.
I don't need a whole lot either.
Like, I don't need a whole lot.
Yeah.
Like, for me,
no,
it's just me and my kids. I don't need a whole lot.
And see, to me, that's the difference between a successful person and a person that doesn't have it yet. Because it always be the people that don't got it. Be like, oh, man, I can't wait till I get the $1 billion house. And like a person that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even want that. Because then you got to keep it clean. Like, I don't want them problems.
All your rooms that you don't even look in.
Oh, look at it. It's like the upkeep. But like I said,
come on, man.
It's nice for you to have. And like, if you want it, that's fine for you to want it. Find something that's gonna pay for it.
Live it. Get something you can maintain. Like
find something that's gonna pay for it. Even if you want a big ass house, go. If you gonna get it, don't go and make all this money. Take all the money that you have, spend it on this house, and now you can't pay the taxes on it.
Right.
And guess who finna come get it?
Oh, see, this is my thing. A lot of people
sell it for cheap.
A lot of people want to live to impress other people.
Mm-hmm.
So what they want to do is they want to have the nice car, the nice house, so people think that they're doing great, but realistically, they probably ain't got no extra money because they trying to pay for this. So guess what? Their level of life is not really that great. The quality of their life.
And that's what I had to learn early. Like, my quality of life is everything to me right now.
Right.
Like, I don't have this extra extravagant house because I want to travel.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And heck, I'm doing certain things. Like I said, I want to travel. And if I get a bigger house, guess what? My kids gonna mess that stuff up. It's gonna be stuff everywhere.
Right.
I ain't got time to do that. Then next thing I know, I have to maybe pay somebody to come do it.
Mm-hmm.
No, we're not doing all that.
Right.
I'm making sure that any moves or anything that I make, everything that I do or look to do, I look at the risk involved with it. What's my return on investment? And if that is even worth me doing. Is it worth my time to do it?
Right.
Okay.
So
that's what's up. Yeah. That's what's up. Well, we definitely appreciate you
Stay
coming on
organized.
the show. Yeah.
Like that. Man, please subscribe, share. Man, if you gotta go back to this video and relearn it, this is great. Miss Melanie, Look Guys Media. Hey man, this is everything, man. Please. Keep it up, baby. This is Mind Your Business.
Stay tuned, man. Episode 3 coming soon. Let's go.
Businesses want advertising and interviews. Contact us at mindyourbusinessshow901@gmail.com. Please subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and stay updated for the future content. Thank you, and mind your business.